Hey guys, it's Connor, and today we're going to talk about binding properly. So, for those of you who don't know what a binder is pretty much anything that you use to flatten or compress your chest for those who are FTM. So, no matter what, pretty much all binders compress and they're usually uncomfortable. So, when you think about how to bind properly, you got to think about what a binder does to you. Since it compresses on your chest, it can make it harder to breathe and restrict your breathing. You got to learn to control your breathing more. Deep breaths can hurt sometimes, and yeah, some of them will leave like a rash, kind of like a red rash under your armpits. They like rub right there. That's where like some of the stitching is, or in my case, I have straps like hooks. That hook right here, it's like a strap kind of. It's got like 8 separate hooks. And that rubs a lot on this side. So I usually get like a red kind of rash here on this side, and not so much on this side, but every once in a while. When you're gonna bind, you can use all all sorts of things. You could get an actual binder by buying one offline. I don't think they really sell them in any stores anywhere. Or you could use like medical wrap, or like even ace bandages. Ace bandages are usually the worst ones you can use, because if you think about an ace bandage, they stretch out and then shrink back down and compress like elastically. So when you put it on and you stretch it and put it on, all it's doing throughout the day is just getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and that's just awful. I mean, that's gonna push on your ribs and compress your chest a lot, and that's just gonna get really, really hard to breathe and uncomfortable and tight and just awful. I don't use ace bandages. That's probably the worst thing you could do. So don't do that, especially if you're gonna be working on stuff. And don't use tape, like medical tape, really. I mean, you can, but it's not very useful, especially if you're going to be active, because the tape doesn't really move. It doesn't stretch, really. It doesn't. It doesn't expand because it's like rubbery and like plastic, so it doesn't really move with your body if you're moving. So it will restrict movements and such. Another thing, binding, if you do it for a long amount of time, will reduce the elasticity in your chest and your chesticle area. So, and that's important. Elasticity is very important for top surgery. I guess it makes it easier and such, and it changes the way that your skin scars and looks. Like some parts will be more elastic than the others, and that looks different. And it just looks better the more elasticity that you have. So you want to give the elasticity. So you want to bind as little as possible. I recommend 8 to 12 hours a day only. Okay, and 12, that's pushing it. That's the max. That's only if your situation requires it. That's only if your situation requires you to bind that long, and you don't want to sleep on them either. That's just uncomfortable, and that's way too long to be wearing a binder. I mean, you'll take that thing off after sleeping in it, and just the breath will just come like that. It restricts your breathing quite a bit, especially when you're sleeping. And people breathe at different rates when they sleep too. Like you get deeper breaths, like people who breathe deep, and people who breathe light. And if you're a light breather and you wear a binder to bed, there's even less air that you're getting because it's light. And there's probably been cases where people have stopped breathing in their sleep because of it. And that's very bad. You definitely don't want that. Binders also make the chest sag, like you'll hang down like the more you use them. Maybe you're up here, and then you wear a binder. It's like you don't want that. That's so don't wear them for long periods of time. Don't wear it too much. I mean, just if you can avoid wearing it, then do that. I mean, I'd only wear one. I mean, in public, really, when you have to go somewhere or something you're trying to pass, is when I usually wear mine. Like I work to school, which is an 8-hour day, and then usually right when I get home, I take it off and put on like a baggy sweater or something to kind of help with the dysphoria. But you don't want to wear them too long. I'd say 8 hours min, 12 hours absolute maximum. So I have two binders that I got right at the end of this summer, I think, this last summer. So I'm gonna show you those. They're the same kind. One of them, my black one, is smaller than the white one that I'm wearing. See, so it's like this, and it's got these hooks on it. Um, See, it's like a hook, and then you just clasp it on there and it locks. And there's 8 of them down the side, and there's 3 different size settings, so it kind of like a bra. And mine's actually torn a little bit because I've stretched it. And then the white one that I'm wearing now, it's just the same. It's just white, and it's a little bit bigger. So I wear this one when I'm doing anything exercise wise, things like that, because it's a little bit bigger, so it constricts less. And so that makes it. They do change the difference in how my chest looks, like how much it flattens. So if you look at this one, like I'm wearing a specific shirt that's a little bit smaller, so it shows a little better on the side, like that. So now I have the black one on, and this one looks, when I flatten, see, so it's a little bit flatter when you look at it. But it's a smaller size. It constricts far more than the white one does, I think, and that's why I use my white one for that. And see, because my white one is my activities one, it's a little bit dirtier, and it has a bigger tear in it. That's why I actually ordered 2 new binders that I will be getting around January 18th, I think it was. So this one is the same thing, same binder. It's just white, and the clips are the same too, 8, and then the hook and clasp thing. But the difference is, well, black one's smaller and the white one's bigger. If you look at this one, this is the front. The hooks are on the back piece of the binder. On the black one, the hooks are on the front piece, and that makes it significantly harder to put the black one on account that the black one is smaller. So that's these binders, and so they flatten pretty well. They're pretty decent binders, and I got these ones, both of them. They are on the same page. You just pick a different color and your size. Usually they have a size chart on where you get them. I think we just got these off online. Like I just typed in FDM binders and looked for ones that were like $10 and got them like that. So they're not any fancy ones off a website or anything like that. They're just pretty much online shopping. And the ones I ordered that are coming in on the 18th, I got off Amazon. So they have a different selection. I think those were $11.33 each. So it was $22.66 for 2 binders. They look pretty good. I hope they got my size right. Because see, with these ones, we ordered them in the same size, but the black one was smaller for whatever reason. So they're kind of iffy size wise. So if I were you, I'd go get a bigger size anyways, just because it's less constricting, it'll hurt less, and just in case they do make it smaller, then you don't have this tiny little one that you can't do anything with. You can actually wear it and it will be okay. More on what binders do to you. They can cause stretch marks, and the tissue becomes more flappy, I guess, and I don't think you really want that. That'd be bad. I know another question I've heard from people is they ask if you can bind while swimming, and you can. Again, you want to use probably an athletic one that's looser, because it is, you're working and you gotta breathe. And so if you're gonna swim, use your bigger binder, pretty much. I would say for exercise and things too, use an old one, so you're not using your nice new one, and it's getting all sweaty and gross and bacteria and stuff. And I mean, you do want to wash your binders. Okay, I get into the habit where I only wash it like 3 times a month, and that's too little. I mean, they do stink. I mean, they're on your body constantly. They're absorbing all that sweat and your smell and things. You definitely want to wash them. I'd say probably 2 times a week, even. Maybe that's the min, or that's the max. That you should probably wash them is like 2 times a week, maybe. I'm not sure on that one. There's not really any information on how often you should wash them. That's just my recommendation, because they do start to smell. You definitely want to have a separate binder for when you work out and then when you just wear regular stuff, because like I said, it builds bacteria, and that gets gross. You don't want that on your regular binder that you wear all the time. That would just get gross and unclean. And like if you're going to the gym or something and you work out like a lot, you have like a system, I would actually just wear like a sports bra or something. I know it sucks if you have really high dysphoria, but it's better because then you can breathe more. Yeah, I know sports bras and regular bras suck, and it's like the sin word bra, like, oh no, but you'll breathe easier. It's healthier for you, and if you can do that, or just get a really loose binder. I mean, when you go to the gym, it's gonna look better. People won't really care if you got 2 lumps. They'll think you have like mad pecs or something going on. And when you wash your binders, don't put them in the dryer because they will shrink and get smaller and compress more, and that's bad. So just hang them out to dry or something. Don't put them in the dryer. They will shrink. So I think that's it for this video. Just wash your binders, but don't dry in the dryer. Air dry them. Don't wear them more than 12 hours. 8 to 12 hours is what you should be wearing them. Don't wear them to bed. Wear them. You can wear them to swim and exercise. Just wear a loose one, I guess, or a sports bra. And just remember, they do compress. They can be uncomfortable. Just be cautious with them and careful. And remember this stuff. It is the proper way to wear them. If you don't wear them the proper way, you can cause actual injury, and you can like push in your ribs and things. That'll push against your lungs, make it harder to breathe. And you just don't want that at all. So wear your binders properly. Get binders if you will, but not too well. Don't want them small. And I would recommend getting a black one and a white one, or like a light gray, because then you have the options with clothes. Like if you're gonna wear a white shirt, then you have the white one or the light gray one that you can wear underneath, and it will look fine. And then if you want darker clothing for whatever reason, you have a dark one to wear. So bind properly, kids. We'll be doing transition videos every Thursday, and then regular LGBT videos on whatever on Fridays. And this month I am getting a package that I will do a review and an unboxing on, and then